money. Let me explain the magic of private equity in 8 simple steps. Step 1. Partners in private equity firms don't risk their own money. They get other people to give them money to invest. Step 2. They use this money to buy up companies they think they can squeeze higher profits from. Step 3. They squeeze out higher profits by cutting the company's costs. And for most companies, the biggest cost is payrolls. So private equity managers typically reduce payrolls by firing workers or cutting other workers' wages and their health and pension benefits. Step 4. They also use the company as collateral to borrow a pile of money from banks. And since interest payments on this debt are deductible from company income, presto, the company shows even bigger profits. Step 5. They get the company to issue a special dividend to repay the original investors. So now everything else is gravy. Step 6. Then they sell the company for much more than they bought it for because, hey, it's more profitable. Step 7. They pocket 20% of the gains from the sale. And finally, Step 8. Because the tax law treats these earnings as capital gains, they pay only a 15% tax on them. This is a sham because the justification for lower capital gains taxes is investors supposedly risk their own money, and yet private equity managers haven't risked a dime. Worse yet, you and I and other taxpayers subsidize all this. When they fire workers, who has to pay more for unemployment benefits? We do. When they pump up company profits by deducting interest payments on all that debt, who has to make up for the lost revenue? We do. When they treat their earnings as capital gains and pay only 15%, who has to pay more taxes to make up the difference? We do. And then later, when some of these companies go bust under the weight of all that debt and their pension obligations have to be taken over by the federal government, who pays? We do. You see, the magic of private equity is really a magic trick, and it's played on you and me.